Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Snack Bites. We've been gone for almost 2 weeks. We actually meant to, talk about the mid-season premiere way earlier, but unfortunately we had tech issues while we were on vacation and weren't able to get to it. So now we're back. We're playing catch up a little bit, but bear with us. We'll have a bunch of videos in the future about the episode that just happened 3 days ago. Starting off, we got to talk obviously about Carl's death.
Mm.
The much anticipated thing that everybody was sort of dreading and had a bunch of crazy theories about. There's even more crazy theories now after his death, I think, than before. Some people are like trying to think that he's going to come back to life or something. Oh, people, let it go. He's dead. Um, it was a really sad episode, and like possibly one of the sad. I actually think it's the saddest death on the show thus far. I can't think of a death on the show that like upset me more. Um,
Um,
it was upsetting, but it was also really well done. I feel like they did do a good job saying goodbye to his character. He went out with a purpose, and we kind of, in a way, haven't really even found out about what his final wishes were directly because we know, he wrote some
we
letters.
know what it is, generally speaking.
Yeah, but they purposely haven't really said anything about what's in those letters yet. So it was a really powerful episode. I particularly like the cinematography, the way that they did like all the close-ups on his face and everything. He, even though he was like sick and feverish and all that stuff,
Hmm.
um, it was really emotional watching him say goodbye to his parents, which they drew that out quite a bit, and that was really sad. But I feel like if you're gonna kill Carl Grimes off, that was the best way for him to go.
I like that it started with like how he spent his last day, like taking pictures with his sister and
The
his
handprints,
handprints,
yeah,
and uh, you know, just I don't know, being Carl, being who the the good person that he was raised to be. And one of the things that he talks about is when he killed that kid um, at the prison and why he wants Rick to
yeah.
stop fighting. I just want to say, as a side note,
That was really interesting.
and they juxtapose that with Henry, and Henry, and then we'll talk about it later. That other little girl from Oceanside, they're all about the killing. The difference I would say is that Carl, when he shot that kid at the prison, yes, on the one hand he was slowly lowering his gun. But on the other hand, he was advancing on Carl as he was doing it, so it didn't seem genuine to me. I don't think he necessarily had to shoot to kill, but that kid definitely should have at least gotten shot in the leg because he just kept creeping closer and closer, which is the opposite of what I would do if someone had a gun drawn on me. I, just you could just drop the gun real quick and do this. But that aside, the fact of the matter is that Carl felt guilt over it, which is the important thing. A bad person doesn't feel guilty; they
Yeah,
don't care. So him expressing that to Rick explicitly is telling what obviously he wrote the letters as well, but he's telling them, both of them, Michonne as well because she was listening, what he ultimately wants, like how to remember him. I think it was weird how everyone else said goodbye to him or didn't say goodbye.
yeah, that was one thing. So I that was a weird part of the episode. I think that's actually like the one thing about the episode I did not like was the when they're still downstairs in the sewer, before they decide to move him to the church. There's these like weird awkward goodbyes with Tara and Daryl, and I think like one other person said goodbye to him.
No, no,
It was
no, that
just
did not
those
happen.
two.
Rosita didn't say anything.
Yeah, okay, that's what was weird about it.
Um,
I,
Tara didn't say
hmm.
anything. Daryl, considering Daryl hardly speaks anyway, I thought his was okay. I thought it was weird that he kept his distance.
Yeah, I
Um,
expected Daryl to come over and like put his hand on like
or
Carl's head or something. It was I didn't like the fact that he didn't touch him. It was
well,
weird to me that the most meaningful goodbye was from Sadiq. He was the only one who like knelt next to him and said like I'm gonna like live a certain way because of you and like you saved me, and so because of that, I'm gonna like live out the rest of my life helping
Mm-mm.
others just the way that you wanted. Like, he tried to like really make it seem like your death isn't in vain. None of the
I
other people who've known him for years did that. What the heck is up with that?
um and this is also in this last week's episode, not the one we're talking about now, but like Rosita refers to him as the kid, like he doesn't have a name. Oh, the kid just died. It seemed very impersonal. Bob got a better goodbye than Carl, which is weird. Not excluding Rick and Michonne, obviously, but Bob got a better send off.
We'll go ahead and
Sad.
add that to the long laundry list of reasons why we don't like Rosita. As if we needed any more.
I mean, and then I didn't understand why they all couldn't just once the saviors were gone, why couldn't they have all helped get Carl out of the sewers? Like surely, dragging a kid upward up a ladder from a sewer is going to be difficult with just two people as opposed to maybe a couple others to help. Uh,
I wanted a scene where everyone down there, except for Dwight, was like kneeled next to him, all like gathered in a circle.
well, I
You know
don't
what
know
I
about that.
mean?
That's kind of weird.
Why? Just
That
like all
sounds.
of them kind of like,
Were they praying or something? I don't know. It
they
just
don't have to
sounds.
pray, but just like showing some kind of support to him, like that he's loved.
I don't know about that
It,
particular setup, but I definitely think something more should have been said from the people. At the very least, Tara and Rosita. I know Carol, Maggie, Morgan. Who else? Who's missing? Like, none of them were down there. Okay,
Carol.
fine. I said Carol.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Um, okay, they weren't down there. Whatever. And then the other
Yeah.
people are dead. But or Enid, she wasn't there. But for the people who were, it was just
It was
weird.
weird. I thought that was the low point of the episode for me. Um, I also didn't fully understand why he wanted to go to the church. I mean, like that to me actually seemed really dangerous and reckless. Like,
What do you mean?
well,
I don't think
okay,
he went. I think that was the one place that wasn't on fire, or that was the closest place they could get him to.
but
Because
so
Carl's like, let's stop, like in the field, and Rick
yeah,
was like, no, let's get him to the church.
like what I was thinking during that whole thing is because walkers are drawn to any kind of stimuli, especially bright light. Like they're gonna be attracted to the fire that's all around them, and then like they're enclosing themselves in this like small structure. It just seemed really dangerous. It seemed like a big
Um,
horde could have come along at any second and caught all of them off guard.
they didn't really have anywhere else to go at that point. They weren't gonna leave him in a sewer.
Yeah, I just found myself like during the goodbye, sort of like anxiously thinking like, oh, let's hurry this up before everybody gets eaten. Um, that last goodbye scene was a real tearjerker. I mean, like seriously, go look at our live reaction video. I literally titled it "Us Trying Not to Cry" because it was so rough to watch.
Which we'll have to suss out our live reactions as YouTube did not enjoy our live reaction. Maybe I don't know if it was the video or if it was the music, but at any rate they deleted it, took it down, and
We'll figure out some other way to show the most relevant parts. I mean, probably like watching the whole thing is boring for most people anyway. Um, I mean, Andrew Lincoln's acting, holy crap! Like this was like another one of extreme grief. I don't think that we've really seen that level of grief from his character since probably like when Laurie died. That's the one that comes to mind,
yeah.
which the internet has made fun of numerous times with memes and whatnot. But it really was sad when it happened at the time, and this was really sad too. It was even more sad because Michonne was there, and it was like two parents like watching their dying son die. I mean, how much more depressing and sad does it get, right?
Michonne was basically losing her second kid at this point. I, and I thought that was also very, very well done. Um, I thought the acting was great across the board, and of course, it will go once again ignored uh, by both the Emmys and the Golden Globes.
Yeah, we're talking to you, Emmys and
And
Golden
and The
Globes,
Walking Dead will be nominated for best costuming
best visual
and
effects,
yeah.
costume, yeah, stuff like that. Special effects, no acting, which is it's bullshit.
Mm.
Got to change that. I thought everybody did a really good job acting wise, and I thought this was one of the best. I think it's actually one of the best episodes of the whole series, quite frankly, because they kind of did the impossible. I mean, I was really worried about how this episode was going to go, just because of like the rage that everybody was feeling on the internet about the fact that Carl was going to die going into it. And
No,
I think they did it well. I think it made
I,
sense. I think it furthered the story forward,
yeah,
and
I was definitely, part of me was dreading watching it because then, once
uh,
it's done. But I do think it was well done. If not, I'm not actually doing anything. Um, I well done. However, I do think it may have been a bit heavy-handed with the Morgan Henry juxtaposition.
hmm,
But I mean, I get why they did it that way. Um, like I get the argument for doing it that way, although I think it probably better served Carl to have not done it in such a manner. I don't know, maybe it could have been edited a little bit differently. But overall, I really did enjoy the episode. And since, Rick's reaction to losing Lori or finding out about her death, I haven't felt like this emotional about a scene from the show. So
yeah. So 5 years basically.
yeah, and I made a strong effort to not cry because we were doing a live reaction, and that's just not my thing. I cry in private. I cry. So
I teared up several times. I couldn't help it. I mean, I was just sad to see that character go. He was such a big part of the show. But I mean, man, what a way to go out. I mean, I think Chandler Riggs had one of his best acting moments in the whole show too. So everybody did a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
yeah, and as for Chandler, if nothing else, I actually liked his speech to Negan. Uh,
Hmm.
in 8A, I think he should definitely get nominated for that, which
Yeah.
he won't because the award show sucked. Anyway, also pardon the hoodie, and I'm very low key right now. I'm just getting over being sick.
We're both like recovering from vacation. I mean, like my computer blew up. We both came down with a horrible cold. I mean, that's the reason why it's taken 10 days to produce a video. Um, we'll be
And I'm
better
just
soon.
overall exhausted, but wanted to not get so far behind.
Yeah. Anything more about Carl's death?
No.
If you guys like our content, make sure to subscribe right up here in the corner and also check out the brand new blog, thelivingrashon.com. As always, thank you guys so much for watching our videos and tuning in every week. We will talk to you next time. Bye bye.